Hi everybody, I hope you're all well and have had a good weekend. Yeah, this is Mondays. What day is it? Oh, Al asked if I could make a tikka masala curry, and I thought I'd use the Ninja 11-in-1 because I use an induction hob and I'll need that for the rice. But I think the sear saute function on the 11-in-1 will be really good. Perfect to make this curry sauce, and I do like this recipe because I have made it before and I find it's really easy. It's just really easy. I use this tikka masala, tandoori masala recipe, which is the paste that you use to make a tikka masala curry, but you can make it individually with the spices, etc. When this is run out, I might try that because I probably have all of the spices that would make this mixture in the cupboard. But while I've got this, I'm going to use it. And it has things like tomatoes, chicken, red pepper, cream and yoghurt. And you could probably omit the cream and just have yoghurt if you wanted to lower the calories. It's delicious. I really love it. So I thought I'd make it for the channel. Come and have a look at the ingredients. So the ingredients list will float up here. But that's my spice blend, which is this packet there. I've put that in there because you will mix water into this to make it into a paste. Mango chutney, tinned tomatoes, and that's the cheapest I could get in Lidl. Tomato puree, butter, vegetable oil, yogurt, cream, red pepper and onions. Oh, and chicken. I've got chicken drum fillets here, which I like to use. Or I mean, you could use breast or even maybe just a lot more red pepper if you didn't wanted a veggie tikka masala. Yeah, so that's the ingredients. Let's get started and get cooking. Okay, so I'm just going to heat the vegetable oil and the butter before adding the onions. I'm just going to add the onions. And cook these until soft and golden. A pinch of salt. So the recipe says cook the onions for 15 to 20 minutes or until soft and golden. And I'm currently on sear saute number 3. Although this would work really well on a hob if you had more than one hob. I've moved you up onto the wall because it's easier. So they look more than ready, and in fact that was only 10 minutes. So just show you, with an 11-in-1 or a 15-in-1, because they're obviously the same, bar a bit extra functions. Just looking at the recipe, so you add the peppers. I actually had half a pepper more in the fridge, and I just thought I'd cut it up and bung it in. So I've sort of got a 1.5 peppers, and I'm adding the paste, the tikka masala paste. So the recipe says to cook off the peppers and the tikka masala paste 5 minutes. Let me have a look. Yeah, 5 minutes. I will put a link in the description. It was a good BBC Good Food recipe, and it also had a lot more. I've actually halved it, so it says that this is really good for freezing if you're going to do a big amount, like batch cooking or whatever. Which I think I'd like to do that one day, but I just didn't have the right quantities. Smells absolutely delicious. I'm just washing my rice because we're going to have rice with it, obviously. Just a basmati rice, so that's being done separately, obviously. Right, next step, add the chicken. And I've already chopped it up into smaller pieces. And it says mix thoroughly so all the spices coat the chicken and cook for 2 minutes before adding the next ingredient, which will be the chopped tomatoes and the puree, tomato puree. And I'm still on sear saute number 3. I'm just going to let that cook. I mean, when it says 2 minutes, obviously we'll judge. I might let it cook a little bit longer. Right, so next stage, add your tinned tomatoes, tomato puree, and 200 ml of water. So the recipe says put your lid on, but obviously I don't have a lid on this. I'm going to actually lower the temperature to 2 and just improvise and put a chopping board on top, but leave a little vent, you know, so I don't want it to obviously overcook, but 2 should be fine. And I'll be back in about, how long did it say? Gently simmer for 15 minutes, but I'll check the chicken in 15 minutes. So I'll see you in a bit. I ended up actually not having a little vent because what I found with 2 on sear saute, it doesn't really simmer. That's as good as it gets. And if it was on 3, it's too much. I'm going to put it on 3 and see how that turns out. But I have found it kind of it's too ferocious. So there's no in between. But I'm going to let it cook up and then I'm going to test the chicken, and I've got the water on for the rice. My induction hob is quite noisy, but I'm going to see how it fares with this as a lid and number 3, so it's going to start cooking. Can you see it's bubbling? That's a bit too much for me. I mean, it's not a gentle simmer, is it? So let's take this chopping board off, aka the lid, and let it just see what happens on a 3, number 3. So I'm just going to test the chicken. Well, I mean the chickens, I'll test a few, but it seems, I mean, because they're in small pieces, they're going to cook quickly. But it's always worth checking. Quite hard to get hold of a piece. Yeah, that's sticking at 83, so I think that's pretty good. I'm going to clean my probe. So I'm going to put this down to 2 because this is just too ferocious. Don't want it cooking this fast. And I'm just got the water on for the rice. And once the rice is nearly ready, I'm going to add the yogurt, cream and mango chutney. Make sure it's warmed through, like heated up for, you know, that doesn't cool it down too much. And then serve. So I'm really looking forward to this because this is our dinner. We're all very hungry. So it's now on 2, but it's still bubbling away because it sort of takes a little while to go from 3 to 2. I really do love this sear saute function though on this, and this whole machine, absolutely love it. It's a godsend, especially when you're down to one induction hob, because this is covering my gas hobs. So I haven't used them since I've had this and the induction hob, which is all good during the cost of living crisis, blah blah blah. Right, that should start calming down, so I will see you in a bit. So the rice is nearly ready, so I'm going to add the mango chutney, yogurt, and double cream. I'm just going to put it up so it's on 2. I'm just going to put it up to 3 to get it simmering before I serve. Gently simmering, because I'll sort of turn it off as soon as it starts to bubble, because that yeah, it's practically ready. I'm just going to sort the rice out. Right, it's ready now, so I'm going to serve up and come back for a taste test and turn this off. There we are, 4 dinners plus a 5th portion, which I'll well, either be for a lunch tomorrow or I'll freeze it. Yeah, so delish. And I didn't have any naan breads, unfortunately, but this would go really well because it's very juicy. Okay, I'm going to give everyone their dinner and then come back for a taste test. See you in a minute. Oh, let's get a good picture. Mmm, yum. Tikka masala. Absolutely delicious. Let's taste test. I mean, I've made it before, but it's really lovely. I mean, it just literally slides down. Oh, absolutely delicious. Let me test the chicken. I think this is rapidly becoming one of our favourite curries. Soft and yeah, delicious. It's becoming a regular. That's why I'm nearly run out of that tikka masala spice blend. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Absolutely delicious. And I love the red peppers and the creaminess of the yogurt and the double cream. But if you didn't want the double cream, I reckon that just the yogurt is on its up without, you know, up the quantity of the yogurt. Definitely. It's absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.